Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today I will be continuing my series of tier ranking Taylor Swift's albums for the Eras Tour season that we are in, and today I will be tier ranking Red TV. But before we hop into the tier ranking, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like all things music and TV, reaction, review, and rankings. Welcome back to all of my Swifties and my new Swifties, or just my general subscribers and fans out there. Today, obviously, we are tier ranking Red TV. I tier ranked Midnights, which I'll link up here. But yeah, if anyone knows anything about me, Red TV and Taylor Swift's debut album probably have the most nostalgic, sentimental factor for me. I remember explicitly burning songs from this album onto my own CD, and I guess you'll probably see how those work out here. But first, let's hop into talking about the names of my tiers. The first one is Iconic and Godly. These are the most superior songs. Moving off of that, the second one is Superior, so they haven't quite reached the absolute iconic status for me that Iconic and Godly are, but they are just up there as well. My third one is In the Rotation. So these are the songs that get played every time I turn the Taylor Swift or the Red TV album on or playlist on. But I don't necessarily always go out of my way to listen to them in a solo setting. Fourth, mood listening. So I always say there is no Taylor Swift song that I absolutely decide to skip every single time. There are just songs that I have to be in a specific mood or vibe to listen to in that scenario. And then I have a fifth category called Don't Listen, and these are going to be reserved for the songs that I don't actively choose to listen to on the daily, and there is at least one song in here that I don't listen to on the daily for obvious reasons, which we'll see when we get there. But let's hop into the tier ranking. I will preface this by saying that I did not make this particular tier ranking, so the songs are all sorts of out of order. So I'm going to try and do them in order as best as I remember the track list. And also, we know that as of a couple weeks ago, she released Safe and Sound and Eyes Open from the Hunger Games as part of an extended Red TV version, but those are not on here. If you would like me to tell you where those would fall, I can leave it in the comments below if you have questions. Let's hop in with the opening track, State of Grace. So, State of Grace, this is gonna fall into In the Rotation. And I'll go ahead and put State of Grace Acoustic into mood listening. So, State of Grace Acoustic, love it. Obviously, when I was watching the live stream where she performed State of Grace Acoustic, I was absolutely like, why can't I be there for that? But luckily it's not on my top 10 list of surprise songs that I absolutely have to hear. And then State of Grace, it's a great album opener. I just think between when I was 12 and when I'm 23 now, it's just lost some of its fervor that it had for me when I first listened to it. But yeah, and obviously you'll realize she has a thing for production and vocals, and particularly pop production and vocals. After State of Grace, let's see, track list. Well, I'll just go ahead and do 22. 22 is Superior for me. I just turned 23, so I had a whole year from March 16th of last year to March 16th of this year to blast 22. And you would have thought I would have played it more, but I didn't. But I absolutely love the song, and I'm going as 22 Taylor for the Eras Tour. I have my Not a Lot Going On the Moment shirt up in my closet, and I can't wait to do that. All Too Well 10 Minute. If this is the picture of Iconic and Godly. All Too Well has been my favorite Taylor Swift song since I was 12 when the Red original album came out. And the fact that we got an extra 5 minutes of just lyrics, production, and tea had me absolutely screaming. If y'all want me to break down the All Too Well 10 Minute song / video, I will absolutely do that. And on top of that, All Too Well, the original version, I'm going to go ahead and put up next to her sister, All Too Well 10 Minute version, because I consider these two one entity, especially when I rank, and I'll try and keep it to my top 5 and Iconic and Godly, but we know how things go. Up next, we have Babe. Babe, I would put in the rotation. So this is a case of when Taylor Swift released Babe with Sugarland. I absolutely love the song. I still love Taylor's version. I just think sometimes I find myself going back to listening to Jennifer Nettles and Sugarland's version. I don't think they're owned by Big Machine, so I don't think any of that money is going towards Big Machine, but just let me know. But yeah, there's nothing that absolutely jumps out at me when I hear the song. But I still love it. It's still in the rotation. Begin Again is mood listening for me. This is a nice piano ballad. And if you saw my Midnights ranking and have seen many of my rankings, you would know that piano ballads don't necessarily hit for me all the time. So yeah, if I'm in the mood for this style of piano ballad, I will go listen to it. I love the concept of the song about, kind of reviving yourself or feeling revived after a breakup situation. But yeah, Better Man. Better Man. So this is another song that she released. This is another song that she released prior to the album with another artist. It was Big Little Town. Yeah. Never listened to that version really, so when I got Taylor's version, I was absolutely happy. And I love the song. And yeah, I think I haven't listened to it so much as I did when it first came out on Red TV, but I still find myself, loving and screaming the lyrics. I saw people on TikTok pointing out how, how many of you relate this to a parental / familial figure versus like a relationship figure? And I'm like, you know me absolutely too well. Come back, be here, has to go into iconic and godly. This is a point where I heard the album, like the original 16 tracks of Red. Like that is the most nostalgic thing for me. So the Red Deluxe Edition when it originally came out was not necessarily on my radar as much when I was younger, but then before Red TV came out and I was really diving into Taylor Swift's discography and really like marinating in everything that was going to come back, be here, just rose to the ranks because that bridge has me screaming every single time that I hear it. And if you don't scream it every time that you hear it, well, I don't know what to tell you. But Come Back Be Here is in the top 5. Everything has changed, and I'll go ahead if I can find it, put Run in mood listening. Listen, I'm not on the I hate the Ed Sheeran collabs train. It's just that most of the collabs that really all the collabs that she's done with Ed Sheeran, I don't have any strong feelings towards. Both Everything Has Changed and Run are like nice, simple, sweet songs. I think I prefer Everything Has Changed over Run, even though I know Ed said he preferred Run over Everything Has Changed. But yeah, I don't actively choose to sit them in like a just like in my feel setting. But yeah, I would say they're more in that mood listening category. Forever Winter is superior. This song tackles some real hard topics that some of us, me, find a little personal. Yeah, it's a pop song talking about mental health, depression, and yeah, I love it. I played it a lot when it came out. Girl at Home, Taylor's version. Mood listening. I think we all remember being shocked when we first heard the production of Girl at Home, Taylor's version. I was like, this is a new route. This is a new avenue. I don't really have any personal feelings because I don't think I listened to Girl at Home OG too much, but I'm not on the Girl at Home hate train. So yeah. Holy Ground. Is Holy Ground superior or iconic and godly? I'm looking at what I have left, and if I stick to a top 5, we'll see. I'm going to put Holy Ground in superior for right now, but she may pop up to the top 5 iconic and godly. But Holy Ground, Taylor's version, Holy Ground, Taylor's version. The minute I heard those crisp sounds and vocals, I knew I was going to go down. Like, I already loved this song on the original album, but it just skyrocketed on that ranking as soon as Holy Ground, Taylor's version came. And like, if you aren't dancing to this song what are you doing? I Almost Do, mood listening, another soft, slow ballad. Same with Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, soft and slow. The fact that Taylor Swift performed this as one of the surprise songs early on in the Eras tour had me gasping, because she's really only ever performed this once live before, and I never got to see it. So the fact that I could appreciate that live via live stream was great. But in terms of me listening to it on the daily, I don't actively choose to like go out of my way to listen to it on the daily. Let's go ahead and put Ronan and Don't Listen to. This is not to say that I skip it every time it comes on the playlist. It's a song that I'm not gonna rank because of, just how personally terrible it would be to rank that. So not ranking Don't Listen. But yeah, if you don't know the story behind that, go and look it up. Donate to American Cancer Society if possible, St. Jude's, all those possible places. Red. I'm gonna put Red and Superior for right now. My top 5 is going to shape up to be interesting. But Red, who doesn't love Red? And Red Taylor's version? Absolutely amazing. I Knew You Were Trouble. And let's go ahead and look at We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. People are gonna get mad at me, but We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together is amazing. I get it. The first time we heard Taylor's version, that we went to a universe that we had not heard before. We were like, what was going on? But I still love it. I Knew You Were Trouble, I think, dropped a little bit for me with Red TV, but I still think it's an absolutely superior song. Stay, Stay, Stay. I have no strong feelings towards Stay, Stay, Stay. I do not hate it, but sometimes it has that vibe that Shake It Off gets me, where I'm like, if I listen to you too much, I think my brain will explode. Treacherous. Listen, the Bridge of Treacherous, now that takes it to a new stratosphere. But the rest of the song, soft and slow, which just generally is never my vibe. I Bet You Think About Me is superior. Message in a Bottle. Oh no. I'm going to Message in a Bottle in superior right now. I Bet You Think About Me, Message in the Bottle, The Very First Night. Listen, I'll have to figure out what the next two in Iconic and Godly are at the end. But all of those songs, in terms of like vault tracks, are amazing. I Bet You Think About Me just gives me sassy country, and I love it. Message in the Bottle and The Very First Night gives me like my mid 2010s pop girly vibes that has me screaming every time I hear it. Don't ask me which one to choose between Message in a Bottle versus The Very First Night. I'm not ranking these within the tiers. I'm just ranking them as I see the songs pop up. But yeah, those songs get me. Nothing New is in the rotation. I did quote Nothing New for my 22nd birthday caption. And if I get to see this performed live, I will be screaming, because the show I'm going to has Phoebe Bridgers as an opening act. But yeah, it definitely has that slower vibe that would normally put it in mood listening, but I think it has enough of an emotional attack on me that slides it up to in the rotation. Starlight's going into superior, the same with The Lucky One, The Moment I Knew. All of these songs are personal favorites. I don't know if I necessarily see the rest of the Swifted community screaming at the top of their lungs that they're absolutely in love with these songs, especially with Starlight. I know some people get a little cringe at Starlight, but listen, I've been bopping and dancing to this song since I was a kid, and it takes a lot for me to cringe at most things. Like, my taste level tends to be considered trash, but The Moment I Knew, oh yes. I don't know if I listened to it as much as I did like a couple years ago, but still up there. And then the fact that Taylor Swift performed The Lucky One live and I was not there. Listen, I did not put The Lucky One on my top 10 list, and I should have. Because the kid in me, my 12-year-old kid in me, was screaming, you should have been there for that. And then the last time is Next to Eyes Open, with I think one of the biggest glow-ups for a Taylor's version song. I have loved this song since it first came out, and I have been a Last Time stan for the last decade, I guess 11 years now. And I will be screaming this at the top of my lungs. If she brings this song out for tour, if she and Gary Lightbody go at this song for tour, and I'm there to witness it, I will be dead on the floor. The worst seat in that house will be next to me. All right, so I have room for my one more top 5 because I consider all 2L10 and all 2L, minute size, bite size the same. So I think, I don't know, the lucky one, I think it's just 20, I'm gonna put The Very First Night. Yeah, I'm gonna put The Very First Night. I think that solidifies my top 5. So here is my official tier ranking of Red, Taylor's version. Let me know how you would have ranked these songs. I know my ranking, well, as any ranking, is going to be controversial amongst the masses because the masses have such differing opinions. But let me know how you would have ranked it. Especially let me know what would have ended up in your top 5 because that's always a fun thing to look at. I figure all 1210 is probably in almost everyone's top 5, but you can always add that and give your 5 after that, or can just keep it to a solid top 5. And let me know what you want me to react to and rank next. The next Taylor Swift ranking will be Fearless TV, and let me know all about your experience on the Red Tour. What Red song, not Red Tour, Eras Tour, what Red song did you want to hear live the most?